The morning began like any other in the bustling city. The streets were alive with the usual chaos, cars honking, street vendors calling out their wares, and the constant hum of daily life. Amid this energy stood a small, modest auto workshop tucked between a bakery and a convenience store. Its walls were faded, and the paint had chipped in places, but the workshop carried the unmistakable scent of grease and engine oil, a comforting aroma to those who worked there. Inside, Mr. Riaz, a dedicated mechanic in his late 30s, was crouched under the hood of an old, battered sedan. His hands were black with grease, his shirt streaked with sweat, but there was a quiet satisfaction in his movements. This was his craft, his passion, and though the pay was modest, it was honest work. Outside, the city was already alive with movement. Schoolchildren hurried along the sidewalks, eager to reach their buses and classrooms. Among them was Aisha, a 12-year-old girl with a bright smile and eyes full of curiosity. She chatted animatedly with a friend, her school bag bouncing with every step. The morning sun caught her hair, giving it a golden glow, and her laughter carried across the street. But fate has a way of testing moments of joy. Without warning, the screech of tires pierced the morning air. A black car had appeared at an alarming speed, its horn blaring, its driver clearly losing control. The vehicle was headed straight toward Aisha, and the distance closing between them was terrifyingly short. Mr. Riaz noticed the commotion instantly. The adrenaline that surged through him was almost reflexive. He dropped his wrench, wiped his hands on a rag, and ran toward the street. The world seemed to slow as his mind locked onto the girl's path. Every second stretched like an eternity. The driver was panicking, unable to stop the car in time. The crowd on the street froze, gasping in fear, some reaching out as if they could stop the inevitable. Without hesitation, Mr. Riaz lunged forward and shoved Aisha out of the way just in time. The tires screeched past, missing them by mere inches. He fell to his knees, holding the trembling girl in his arms, while the hum of city life seemed to return in fragmented echoes. Aisha's mother, who had been a few blocks away, arrived moments later, her face pale with panic. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she clutched her daughter tightly. "Oh my God, thank you. You saved her life," she exclaimed, her voice breaking. Mr. Riaz simply shook his head and smiled faintly. "Just doing what anyone should do," he replied humbly, though his chest still raced from the near miss. Around them, passers-by whispered about the heroic act, some raising phones to capture the scene, but Mr. Riaz paid little attention. For him, the safety of the girl was all that mattered. Despite the quiet satisfaction in his heart, the day was far from over. Returning to his workshop, he hoped for a brief moment of normalcy, only to be met with the cold stare of his employer, Mr. Khan, a rigid CEO who ran the workshop with strict discipline. Mr. Khan's brow was furrowed, and his lips pressed tightly together. "Riaz," he called sharply, "what were you thinking leaving the workshop unattended? We have deadlines and clients waiting. This is unacceptable behavior." Mr. Riaz tried to explain, his voice calm but firm. "Sir, I just saved a girl's life. She was in danger. No excuses." Mr. Khan interrupted, his tone unyielding. "You left your station without permission. Effective immediately, you are fired. Pack your things." The words landed like a hammer. Shock, disbelief, and a burning sting of injustice filled Mr. Riaz's chest. He quietly gathered his few belongings, a worn jacket, a small toolbox, and a notebook filled with sketches of car repairs and ideas. He left the workshop without a word, his head held high despite the weight in his heart. The other mechanics watched silently, some sympathetic, others fearful of the CEO's wrath. Outside, the morning sun felt both comforting and cruel, warming his face but highlighting the uncertainty ahead. As Mr. Riaz stepped into the street, still processing the injustice, a sleek black luxury car slowed to a stop a few meters away. Its polished surface reflected the sunlight brilliantly. The car's passenger door opened, and a woman stepped out with effortless grace. Her tailored suit and composed demeanor spoke of wealth and influence, yet her eyes were filled with warmth and concern. She approached him with purpose, her gaze fixed on the mechanic whose bravery had already reached her ears. "Excuse me," she called out, her voice carrying over the ambient street noise. "Are you the man who saved my daughter?" "Yes, ma'am, Mr. Riaz replied humbly, still unsure if he was dreaming. "I can't thank you enough," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "You risked your life for my child. That courage, it's priceless." "I didn't do it for thanks," he said softly. "Anyone would have done the same." "No," she replied firmly, handing him a small card. "Not everyone would, and not everyone deserves this. I want to help you, to give you an opportunity that matches your talent and your heart. Be ready, a new chapter awaits." The words hung in the air like a promise. Mr. Riaz clutched the card, the realization of what it represented slowly sinking in. For the first time that day, he felt hope, an unfamiliar but welcome companion. A week later, Mr. Riaz stood before a brand new auto shop, gleaming and freshly painted. Its sign proudly displayed his name, a testament to perseverance and integrity. A red ribbon stretched across the entrance, and a small crowd had gathered, neighbors, friends, and a few local journalists, all eager to witness the opening of the workshop of the man whose courage had become citywide news. The woman who had approached him days earlier, Aisha's mother, handed him golden scissors with a gentle smile. "This is for you," she said warmly. "For your skill, your integrity, and your courage. It's time the world sees what you are capable of." With a deep breath, Mr. Riaz cut the ribbon. Applause erupted, cameras flashed, and he stepped inside the shop, letting his hand brush over the polished counters and gleaming tools. Every corner spoke of opportunity, of a new life carved from bravery. The woman introduced him to a team she had assembled to help run the shop, an accountant, a marketing assistant, and 2 experienced mechanics. "You focus on what you do best," she said. "We'll take care of the rest." Gratitude welled up in Mr. Riaz's chest. For the first time, he could see his dreams taking shape, fully realized. As the weeks passed, the shop became a hub of activity. Cars rolled in and out, customers greeted him with smiles, and apprentices came seeking guidance. Mr. Riaz shared his skills generously, teaching both technical expertise and the importance of integrity. Aisha visited often, her laughter ringing through the shop as she checked on her bike and waved at her hero. Her mother, standing nearby, watched with pride, seeing the tangible impact of courage and honesty on the world around them. Despite the success and recognition, Mr. Riaz remained humble. He remembered the morning that had changed everything, the moment he had risked his life without hesitation. That day had taught him a valuable lesson. True heroism is not about fame or rewards, but about doing what is right, even when it comes at a personal cost. Life had rewarded him, not for ambition or skill alone, but for his courage, empathy, and unwavering moral compass. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the shop, Mr. Riaz stood outside, watching the city move on. Aisha rode her bike down the street, laughing, while the shop buzzed with life behind him. He took a deep breath, feeling a profound sense of peace. From being fired unjustly to gaining his own thriving business, he had journeyed through fear, courage, and opportunity. His story was a testament to the power of integrity, the impact of bravery, and the unexpected ways life rewards those who act selflessly. Mr. Riaz smiled, realizing that this was not an ending, but a beginning. A beginning filled with promise, purpose, and the chance to make a lasting difference in the lives of others. In saving a young girl, he had unknowingly saved himself too, carving a path from ordinary mechanic to celebrated hero. The city that had once been indifferent now watched with admiration, and Mr. Riaz finally understood that doing the right thing could change everything. The story of the humble mechanic who became a hero, who faced injustice and yet rose to greatness, would be told for years to come. Yet for him, it was never about recognition. It was about courage, integrity, and the belief that even one person's actions can create ripples of change. And in that belief, he had found not just success, but a life worth living.